Any day President Tinubu have disrespect to the opposition or have disrespect to the Catholic Church, I will resign from APC.
You're very good.
At this moment, the All Progressive Congress and Tinubu-led presidency are carrying out what we call damage control. Now, they know that they have a damaged reputation for attacking the Catholic Church in that way by sending their thugs to go and attack a cardinal. So, in the process of trying to, control the damage, they sent Senator Orji Kalu to Chinese television. He is a Catholic, so they believe that he can talk to people and people will understand that there is nothing wrong with what Tinubu said. So when he was being interviewed, he made a statement that if Tinubu disrespect the Catholic Church, I am going to quit APC. But what 𝗱𝗵𝗂𝗶 showed him shows that Tinubu have no respect for the Catholic Church. Take a listen.
Disagree with the bishop.
No, he did not disagree.
The president does not agree
hear
that
what the president said.
He said the economy
repeat
is
what
fine.
he said now.
Yeah,
Let me see.
The president told.
No, repeat what he said.
Just for a moment. Let me allow my producer. Can you please play back the president's response to the bishops?
Yeah, he cannot disagree. They cannot disagree.
He disagreed with them on two things. He said that he will not give a red carpet to the opposition. On the other hand, he said that all is fair in politics. Just a moment, sir.
No.
Let Nigerians hear.
Let me be honest.
You were not there, but let Nigerians hear.
Let me be honest to you. If you just come and lay a red carpet for opposition to come and be dancing around, if you're a politician,
you don't think that fairness is...
No, it's fairness. President Tinubu is fair to them. They have not touched any of them unknowingly. No, because the law of the land is very straightforward. And if you respect the law of the land, you live well in the country, anywhere in the world.
You want to listen to what the president said now?
Yes, I want to see.
Let Nigerians be a witness.
Yes, I just want to listen.
Okay.
Because you say he insulted the Catholic bishops.
Can you please put on the speaker in the studio? I want the senator to hear loud and clear.
Please.
And Nigerians also should watch this.
I would like to see it.
All right. This was how the president responded to the bishops at his villa.
I didn't run away. I asked for this job. And I'm in it. Those who will take it from me will try. They will try. All is fair in politics. And it's equal opportunity. And like you mentioned, are neutral. They've never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolves, maybe they are afraid of their own shadows and their uncertainty in the companies they keep. Not me. I'm ready to learn, but I won't give them red carpet. I won't offer them the leash to tie me and rope me. No. We wrestle each other to the finishing point. That's the truth. That's fair in politics.
Senator, you had a president.
Yes, what he said, he cannot give them red carpet. If I'm your enemy, will you give me red carpet?
Do you see opposition as enemies?
No. If I'm fighting with you, will you give me red carpet?
Is that how you people in APC see opposition in this country as enemies?
Listen to me. I'm a very fair-minded man. And sure, you know that I speak the truth. So if I come and I will address my room for opposition to come and leave and be insulting my children, then I will be a good man. No, it's not true. He said that we will have a fair contest. If I heard what he said, he said he's not going to touch anybody, but we'll have a fair contest. Any day President Tinubu have disrespect to the opposition or have disrespect to the Catholic Church, I will resign from APC.
You're very good.
You asked me, how did I see the face of
the president in reaction?
I was not surprised that he was not looking very happy. Not even his colleagues who were there. We knew that this is different from the kind of statements that our president keeps receiving. from all kinds of people. And that is one of the things that worries us, that there are so many people hanging around Mr. President, giving him a rosy picture of what the country is, which it is not. And we felt that we have no duty to do that. Indeed, we have the obligation to help him to appreciate the reality of the situation in which we find ourselves. And that is the reality that we painted, which I know is not the kind of thing that he wanted to hear. And the reply shows very clear.
I'm concerned that your cross is going over your microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah. And you can see his reply. We left that hall, both sides, knowing that, we said what we had to say. He said what he had to say.
So was it a frosty meeting then? Would you describe it as fairly frosty? Because, I mean, many Nigerians have become accustomed to polite meetings between religious leaders and political leaders.
When the nation is bleeding, you can't expect a polite meeting with the head of state. We need to let him know. And his reply is that the nation is not bleeding. We told him our economy is not helping our poor people. He told us the economy is doing fine. Practically speaking, he told us quite clearly that he did not agree with us.
So the Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria, they sent a delegate comprising of archbishops. Archbishops are, let me say, senior bishops in the Catholic Church. So they went and met Tinubu. They had a meeting with him. The purpose of going to meet Tinubu is to tell him the reality on ground in Nigeria, that up to now, Christians are being threatened. Look at recently, Boko Haram said that they want to mass kidnap pastors as well, that he should step up about issue of insecurity to tackle it. And they also told him about the issue of economy, that poor people are really suffering. And Tinubu is also threatening that next year they will still remove electricity subsidy, which will make almost everything to skyrocket. So they are trying to tell him that, look at, before you became president, this is not the way things are. The amount we buy fuel and so many things. So consider the poor people. And Tinubu's response was opposite. They went further to also tell him that APC should stop subjugating other minor political parties. That don't try to make Nigeria to become one party state. That is what we are trying to see now. Tinubu's response was opposite. So let us start from what Tinubu told them about issue of political parties, APC trying to scatter other political parties, and the administration of Tinubu or executive trying to control INEC that is supposed to be independent. Tinubu said, and I quote, "All is fair in politics. All is fair in politics." That is the same statement Awolowo said, or the same statement Awolowo made after the Nigerian Civil War. He said, yeah, children died, but all is fair in war. That was what Awolowo said. Now, Tinubu is saying that all is fair in politics. You can kill to get to power. You can bribe your way to power. You can scatter other political parties to power. And this is not different from what Tinubu said in 2022 when he was gathering his people, his team, and he was telling them, instead of us to lose this election, grab it, snatch it, and run away with it. It's just the same thing. So he is saying that all is fair in politics. This is a slap on the faces of the Nigerian bishops who came to tell you that, listen, you have to be fair to other political parties, but you are a candidate and you are the president. So you need to be fair to other people. Look at the way Jonathan did his own. So you don't have to be autocratic like this. But Tinubu is telling them, you people are lying. No, all is fair in politics. I want to do what I want to do to return back. It's a fight to finish. That is apart. Then, the issue of insecurity, he told the Catholic bishop that they are lying. Like, you see, the most respected, both internationally and locally respected, religious leaders in Nigeria are the Catholic Bishop of Nigeria. Yes, the Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria is the most respected religious leaders in Nigeria. This is not just limited to Nigeria, but outside the country. This is because of their global influence and also local influence. But Tinubu treating them in this way is not because of issue of politics or their disagreement. No. It is the decay of Christianity in Nigeria. It is the decay of the value of Christianity in Nigeria. You see, they don't call Christians anything in Nigeria any longer, especially in this Tinubu's administration. If you like the 𝗲𝗂𝗶𝘁 kill everybody, Israel said Christians will pay with their blood. Nobody talks. Everybody keep quiet. The following day, they went to church. They will kidnap pastor and pack the whole church member. The whole Christians will keep quiet. For 4 months, they will be languishing in detention. Nobody will even talk it on pulpit. Like, if Christians in Nigeria continue like this, from now to 50 years, there will be nothing like Christianity again in this territory. Yeah. Because if the Christianity you people got, if this is the way it was managed, it will not get to you. Yeah. If this is the way it was managed, it will not get to you. You understand? See, we are living in a world where the application of, the word of Jesus, when he said, right from the day of John the Baptist, that the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violent ones took it by force. That is the nature of the life we are living. Look at Israel. The way the world hate Israel, because they refuse to be killed. They refuse to be vulnerable to attacks. If you hit them, they hit you back. They are protecting themselves. The world hate them. Every now and every country, they are attacking Jews. They are attacking, people who are Israel from that particular country. Why are they doing that? Because these people refuse. That we are not just going to allow you people to kill us. If you hit us one, we'll return it back. So sometimes, if I still see so many people from Africa, especially the Igbos, there are other tribes again from other countries that I am studying right now, those who feel that, people hate us or people marginalize against us, you are not the first. Them from Israel. What Israel is facing right now, there is no any other tribe or religion that is facing it. You understand? But they hold their head high. They refuse that nobody will remove them out of this world. And that is the way Christians should be doing, especially in Nigeria. If not, they will wipe you people out. Anyway, the former Archbishop of Abuja Diocese, okay, it's now Bishop Emeritus, Archbishop John Onaiyekan, was on Arise News, and he said a lot of things that I would like you to watch to understand what transpired in Aso Rock.
Onaiyekan, Archbishop Emeritus of the Catholic Diocese of Abuja, who was among the senior Catholic bishops that met President Tinubu at the presidential villa this week. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you very much, Charles, for inviting me. Good evening, viewers. God bless all of you.
And you. I'm very curious, when the bishop who was your spokesperson.
That's the president of our bishops' conference, the new president,
right.
Bishop Dagoso.
Yeah, when he was reading that statement, which was a fairly sort of robust and critical statement, I mean, what was the reaction on the president's face? Was he rolling his eyes and sort of looking every which way, or was he listening attentively?
Both.
Right.
Both. Let me say first and foremost that statement read by our president was not just put together at random. It was carefully prepared and with wide consultation. The Bishops' Conference is bigger than the group of us that went there, but it's very representative of the Bishops' Conference. First, we had our administrative board, which is representative of all. And to make sure that it's even more representative, we ensure that every archbishop, we are 9 archbishops, will be there too. So it is the Catholic Bishops' Conference that produced that document.
Right.
Wrote, and rewrote. So it was not done. It was not written at random, nor did we deliver it with levity. I think I had the opportunity in your program to remind Nigerians that as bishops, we have no ambitions to take Mr. Tinubu's job or anybody else's job. We are not politicians running for office. We are first and foremost religious leaders who feel we have a duty, not just to preach our religious doctrines, but also to address the lives of our people, both those who are our members and those who are not our members. You can see that from the content and the tone of our statement.
So you become like liberation theologians.
No, not at all. Liberation theologians can be considered more or less ideological, which we are not. Which we are not. You ask me, how did I see the face of
the president in reaction?
I was not surprised that he was not looking very happy. Not even his colleagues who were there. We knew that this is different from the kind of statements that our president keeps receiving from all kinds of people. And that is one of the things that worries us, that there are so many people hanging around Mr. President, giving him a rosy picture of what the country is, which it is not. And we felt that we have no duty to do that. Indeed, we have the obligation to help him to appreciate the reality of the situation in which we find ourselves. And that is the reality that we painted, which I know is not the kind of thing that he wanted to hear. And the reply shows very clear.
I'm concerned that your cross is going over your microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and you can see his reply. We left that hall, both sides, knowing that, we said what we had to say. He said what he had to say.
So was it a frosty meeting then? Would you describe it as fairly frosty? Because, I mean, many Nigerians have become accustomed to polite meetings between religious leaders and political leaders.
When the nation is bleeding, you can't expect a polite meeting with the head of state. We need to let him know. And his reply is that the nation is not bleeding. We told him our economy is not helping our poor people. He told us the economy is doing fine. Practically speaking, he told us quite clearly that he did not agree with us. Again, I said, we're not surprised. We didn't expect him to agree with us. We have done our duty. We have delivered our message. And we have a feeling that somehow, along the line, somebody will show him a few of the things we said.
But in terms of, if you like, your immediate observations, you left the presidential villa believing that the president did not actually really, hear your concerns. He listened to them, but he didn't actually hear them.
He heard it, and he tried to tell us that he heard us, which is precisely why he replied the way he replied. He replied to the points we raised, and disagreed with them. So he must have heard it. The only question now is this disagreement his final position? Or will there be people around him whose job it is to draw his attention that, listen, these guys who came here in white garments, they have not made any personal requests for oil wells or, or any particular personal things. Maybe we should listen to what they are saying. I think we believe one of the problems within our government right now is there are not too many people telling him the truth, which is a pity. We need to have. Whether in terms of economy or in terms of insecurity, and above all, the area of political climate.
Well, let me come to that political climate, because the Catholic Bishops' Conference warned against what it described as the creeping danger of a one-party dominant state. What was the president's response to that? Because his party, the APC, argues that if opposition parties are weak or fragmented, that is simply politics at work, and they shouldn't be concerned if their party becomes overwhelmingly dominant. That's a political advantage for them. Not through their own making.
The position of Mr. President came very clearly in that statement that he made. In politics, all is fair. Is that true? If that is what politics is, that in politics everything can be done, provided you win election.
Well, clearly that's not correct.
That is not correct.
If that is what was said, then it is certainly not correct.
That is not.
There is
we heard it.
There is propriety in everything. And they ought to.
And that is what we are worried about. We are worried about the fact that we see clearly that our government is bent on winning by all means. And unfortunately, they have a lot of means at their disposal to win. And they are deploying all those means in a way that eventually, even if we had a free and fair election, the votes of the people may not count. But we gave 2 warnings.
Right.
We gave 2 warnings. The one you mentioned. I'm trying to remember now. But the second one is that if we do not rearrange our election system to make sure the elections are really free, fair, and credible, it can lead to difficulties.
Right. I mean, you talked about the dominance of a one-party state.
Okay, yes.
And then
we want that the country doesn't gain anything by a one-party state in a so-called democracy. There's nothing. Of course, we are not expecting Mr. President to help the opposition to defeat him. No. But the point we are raising is that even though the president has all the powers of incumbency, he is in the election, he is a candidate like any other. He is a candidate like any other. And that is why we call our electoral commission independent. Now, there are doubts in some quarters about how independent this electoral commission
But he talked about the electoral commission.
He said so.
He said it was independent.
He says so. But like we also said, words are not enough.
Yeah, but his point was that it is independent to the extent that, according to him, he's not interfering in the matter. Now, whether the INEC itself decides that because they basically are working under the executive that's in power, that they're going to do the things that they think will help that executive. I mean, I suppose his point is that that's not his making. In other words, that the key point here is whether he himself is interfering in the process. And his argument is that he is not.
Well, the Nigerian political system, the way it is now constructed, precisely is leading to a situation where the INEC cannot be independent. The chairman and all the members, all the commissioners have been appointed by the president.
Yes, it does raise eyebrows,
now,
doesn't it?
and the idea, the presumption is that Mr. President will appoint independent, impartial, wonderful people. But on ground, we see that all of them are not only politicians, but members of his party. And which means we have a situation here of what in our religion.
Well, they argue that, I mean, they're not members. They're not members of his party. They're simply maybe people who some argue maybe sympathize with them, but they're not actually members. I mean, the INEC chairman is clearly
until we find a system where the membership of the Electoral Commission is put together not by Mr. President, but by a truly independent entity.
Yeah, that would remove the doubts.
And that is not an impossible thing to do. It's done elsewhere. We could do it if we wanted to do it. And whether our present president is in the mood to go that direction, I don't know.
Now, you reminded President Tinubu that he fought for democracy during military rule and suggested that strengthening democratic institutions could become his greatest legacy. What was his reaction to you effectively telling him that this could be a defining moment for his presidency?
Well, I cannot say I looked at his face at that particular
right.
I can't say, because during most of the time that they were reading, I was very, very attentive on myself.
Right.
We only looked at. We are hoping that kind of statement challenges him. That you have a reputation to be a Democrat. You can't, under your watch our democratic structures disintegrate.
Right. But he didn't respond to that specific thing.
Well, we believe, can I say here, silence is concerned, that he agrees to, he must agree with what we said there. How he will do it, we don't know. We still have this problem in Nigeria, how incumbents can allow a free and fair playground in elections. We still have that problem. And whereas we know that in those democratic places that we always look up to, it is a normal thing that we have alternation of one party after the other. And during elections, the onus of proofing to the electorate always lies on the incumbent party to prove that we have done well. Here in Nigeria is the other way around. The other way around, if you are not in power, you just have no way to even move. And it just means that we just continue, and we're going to continue like that. I think we have done our duty. I have the feeling that somehow there are people around him. They may not change everything overnight. But I hope nobody thought that any political party is sending us. There's no way any political party can gather that kind of group together.
I don't think they thought that.
From different parts.
I'd be astonished.
From different parts of Nigeria, right. Yes. It isn't as if bishops haven't got their own different political feelings. So we do have
of course
differences.
They do, yeah.
We do have differences. But when it comes to what is important for Nigeria,
right.
When it comes to our existence, when it comes to the life of our people, we are united. We are united that we deserve more than what we are getting now. And that therefore, when the government keeps congratulating itself, we feel that this is misplaced. And therefore, because it is not even looking at difficulties, they are not doing enough to address those difficulties.
Okay, well, let's move away temporarily from that, because you wear, I mean, beyond the red hat you're wearing, you wear a different sort of hat as a peacemaker when it comes to the elections. And with just days to go before the August the 15th governorship election in Osun State, let's just look briefly at the Osun Peace Accord. You were there as 14 political parties signed a peace accord pledging to keep the contest peaceful amid growing political tension. But of course, every election season begins with a peace accord. Yet history suggests that signing a document does not prevent violence. Have these accords become largely symbolic public relations
rituals,
exercises?
empty rituals?
Well, I mean, you seem to be answering that question yourself.
Yeah, let me express my mind on this National Peace Council. On the one hand, and the experience I got in Osun State is that people have expected a lot from this body called National Peace Committee. And because of that, I will continue to work there. On the other hand, there's a feeling that people just come and sign and they just go away.
Well, the facts seem to bear that out.
And do whatever they like. And that therefore, we are really, it's not worth the trouble. And there is no better proof of that than the fact that, and I must confess, we were only 3 members of the council commission that were there in Osun State.
Right.
And we are at least no less than about 18 of us. And the question is, why are the large number of people no longer active in this matter?
Right.
Is it that most of them feel that it's a waste of time? But if it is a waste of time, does it mean that it is useless? My own strong conviction is that it is useful, and we must find a way of reviving it, so that next time we are going anywhere, we will not be 3 of us. We will be at least 10 of us. I'm making that point clearly to General 𝗲𝗶𝗀, who is very much committed to this, but who unfortunately too has limits in his physical capacity. He was not able to travel with us to Osun State for he was not too strong to travel. Yeah. But that means we must think about the future. The next year, 2 years, 5 years, will there still be a National Peace Committee?
Indeed.
But I must say, Osun State signing is very interesting. We first of all did what we normally do. As we landed in Osogbo, we went straight to the government house to pay respects, courtesy call, to the governor. And the governor right away fired the salvos. Told us very bluntly, I would not have gone for that charade of signing of a peace agreement if it was not because of the great respect I have for you people in the National Peace Committee. Because you come for it, I will be there. And he just gave us a reason why he felt that it made it very blunt that the ruling party was interfering, not only interfering, but making it impossible for his party or him and his party to survive in what we're doing. With that in mind, we entered the hall. I made reference to his concerns when I was giving the introductive speech. Then everything went. He signed along with the rest. Then towards at the end, before closing, I say as usual, more or less as usual, we now request the governor to give us a closing remarks. And here he came with 5 pages of strict, clear accusation, clearly targeted to the party in power, the APC. He is in Accord Party.
Yes.
He is in Accord Party. Specifically, he claims that his members are targeted not only for imprisonment, but sometimes even for physical elimination. He was particularly livid that the evening before, his secretary to the government had been arrested.
We heard about all.
I'm hearing now that the secretary to the government had been released, at least to give a coup.
Yeah.
That was what he was saying. Of course, you know that this is the kind of thing we are used to seeing. And that makes the Osun election very interesting, because there the government in the 𝗘𝗂𝗶 governor is not of the party
of the ruling party.
Yeah. But that is how it should be. There is no reason why the governors must all be of the same party with the president.
Well, we have to hope that the risk comes down, because there is a great risk as Osun heads to the polls.
Well, what we are saying about the president and the governors, we must also say too about the governors and the local governments.
Yeah.
The governments the governors even seem to be more guilty in this regard.
Somebody would say they're all guilty. Politicians in general, whichever party they're in.
That we find hardly any state now where the members of the House of Assembly wouldn't be all members.
Yeah.
That completely doesn't.
Well, the main thing is that you're doing something good in your attempts to bring peace there. Let's hope they hearken to.
We believe that good words. It was one prophet who said, the Lord God said, when I send my word, it will go and it will not come back without achieving the reason for which the word is sent out.
Right.
We have delivered our message, and we are quite convinced that it will not go for nothing.
Okay.
It will have a way of making an impact. At least we have expressed the feelings of many Nigerians.
Indeed.
Who have no way of meeting Mr. President or even talking with Charles Aniagodo.
Well, on that note, I want to thank you very much indeed.